Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll see right here the ES basically has pulled back over the last couple of days from yesterday's high. Yesterday's high here, after a strong early move, was rejected, and we saw selling pressure throughout the rest of the day. Eventually, a bearish outside day. And now in overnight and pre-market trading here heading into the RTH Open, price has taken out last week's lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those last 5 days here last week. You saw price drive through those lows. A lower low here, failure, and then price pops back up and rallies on the London Open here. And now you're seeing price sitting not only above the previous session's low, but also the previous week's low as well. So both of those lows here as price is pulling back. So is this a failed new low in a bullish uptrending PIMA trigger zone? If so, that could lead to another push higher in the near term, at the very least back toward 4700, 4710, and maybe even beyond. A failure to hold above the previous week's low, 4667, would suggest a continuation downward. We could come back toward the FOMC key level below, which is still left open here, 46.16.5. But right now, uptrending market, failed new low developing. If price can continue to hold above this, the 46.70 zone and continue to push higher, it could open up 4700 and beyond. We'll continue to watch that as it develops. Overall, heading into the holiday shortened week, we are expecting for mostly a quiet uptrend here, but we have gotten that impulsive sell-off here. Is this a strong enough low to build off of? Here's the NQ, very similar price action, very strong uptrending market, bullish PIMA trigger zone, a good 2-day pullback here so far. This one is testing the PIMA trigger zone here, but is just about to pop back above the 8-period PIMA. You can see right here price is struggling to push back above the previous session's low. And very soon, if price can reclaim that low, which is currently 16,364 half, if price can get above that low and hold it, that could open up a bit more upside. Otherwise, we could be looking at another push to the downside, which could take us back to the lower FOMC key level, like in the case of the ES. That's 15,968 half. That could be ahead here if prices cannot find a way to reject this previous session's low. If price can find a way to bounce here, we're looking at a bounce back toward 16.5, maybe even higher. Again, NQ has been averaging about 210 points per day on both a 5-day basis and 10-day basis. The 10 is about 217. So just call it 200 points. If the low is in for the day, the low here is 16,274. You add 200 to it, that puts you at 474 plus some change, and you could be looking at a 16.5 type of play here up ahead in a best case scenario today. But again, that all needs to happen based off of the previous low. If it can hold that low and push back above it, then we have a good shot to work toward that target. Failure to negotiate above that low could remain down at these lows for a bit. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. All right, here's a look at the crude oil chart. What you'll see right now, crude oil trending downward significantly. We've seen a very significant triple top play out and price take out the recent lows. It almost bounced here, but again, a failed new high got things going to the downside. At the moment, we're seeing prices below that 75.52 key range high. We're seeing it bid each and every day. So that's an early indication of a market structure edge that continues to hold. As you see it hold here as well and back here. In addition to that low, you're also seeing the blue dot. That blue dot right there is the previous quarter's close. You can see it hold here, and each of the last few days holding right there. So that's a key level. If that level gives out, we could see more weakness ahead, and that could lead to a drop back toward 70.27. Right now we have a downward trending PIMAs. The 8-period average is about to overtake the 55, which means, you know, currently we have a very strong bounce, especially over the last couple hours. But if this bounce starts to fail and we start to see a failure to hold that high, very similar to what happened here, or what happened here, or what happened here, we could be looking at a rotation downwards. So the previous session's high, very important. 77.16 is the level. Right now we're above that zone, but if there's a failure later on in the day, that could be an indication of another wave downward up ahead. So we'll continue to watch this right now, but currently 77.16, the key level to watch early in crude. Lastly, taking a look at gold futures. Gold futures dropping significantly yesterday. We mentioned how this narrow 7-day range suggested about a 100-point move, and from this pivot high of 1880, we mentioned we could have an easy move back toward 1800, which was nearly reached yesterday alone. Got it this morning, and down to 1780. So far we're getting close to that level. 83.90 is the current low, 1780 that level. 1780 also the previous month's midpoint as well. That's a key level right there, a key kind of midpoint zone for this market to test. A big time turnaround, another indication of how gold has been unable to withstand any attempt to maintain acceptance after a strong move. It just continues to see selling off type of price action each and every time. A big 100-point move from the tip high, but we could continue to see weakness back towards 1760, the edge. So we're still seeing weakness today. Downtrending price action. Look to sell the ribs until proven otherwise. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.